Hey guys. Okay, so I'm locked out of my apartment. Something's wrong with the lock. The door handle doesn't want to open. I call the cops and everything. So I guess I take the opportunity to, do a little video. And I think the last video I was talking about how I was pretty much being led into witchcraft and how God has led me into witchcraft. And I guess I don't even like calling it that, really, because the things that I did, the methods that I used, I pretty much helped heal myself. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was in a really dark place. I was really depressed. I was really sad. I was definitely believing all the lies that everybody had said about me that weren't true. My self-esteem was just, it was gone, and I'm a fat woman, right? I'm a big woman, but that's never really bothered me. My bigness never bothered me enough, or you know what I'm saying, or I wasn't even picked about it growing up for me to really be sad about that. I really had some really high self-esteem, you know. But I think over time, with this relationship, with certain things that happened, and in the way that I handled them or understood them, it completely changed me, changed who I was. It really brought me to a place that I was not familiar with at all. I was not familiar with that space, and it did open up my eyes to another side of myself. It did open up my eyes to another side of myself, and parts of it I don't really liked. But at the same time, I also took it for what it was and understood that this was a part of me and that I needed to learn how to accept it. And it was it really was hard. And it wasn't until I think I learned certain methods like meditation and affirmations, and even down from tarot cards to using the pendulum, to just reading about it, really opened up my eyes enough to give me enough hope, really, for my future. Because in the state that I was at, I was really just ready to die. I really was just ready to die. And on maybe one or two other occasions, I think I had actually tried to kill myself. So I'm not going to sit here and talk about anything that is going to bring harm. Mostly, of course, first to myself, much less anybody else. That's just not me. So when I speak to you, I'm definitely telling you about something that I used that helped me get over whatever I was going through. Like, the best way for me to describe it, I was literally in hell. I was in hell. And the best way for me to describe it, like I said, I was in hell, guys. You don't understand. I was in hell. And it was like a mental hell, though. I was mentally in hell. I wasn't physically, I was mentally in hell. And witchcraft helped me get out of that. So it's really annoying for you Christians out there that are knocking it, and that are saying it's bad. You're wrong. You're wrong. Because witchcraft saved my fucking life. It saved my fucking life. And I'm not the type of person to go out there and just let you see my emotions. Although I have an issue in controlling mine, of course. Which is for another story, for when we go to speaking into our shadow side, really. Because, for a long time people were telling me I shouldn't get mad, I shouldn't get upset, I shouldn't this, I shouldn't that. But I realized that me getting upset and getting mad is a whole part of healing. Get mad. Get mad. And speak on it, which is something that I wasn't comfortable with. So for me to come out and actually speak to you like this, it says a whole lot. It says a whole lot. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that don't be so closed-minded and so shut down on your own views that you can't even, or you don't even have room to see somebody else's point of view on something. You can't be so closed-minded. If I had been closed-minded, I probably would still be in the same space. I would not be here making this video. Know that. I would not be here making this video. And I opened my eyes to something new, and it changed my life for the better. I mean, for God's sakes, guys, I'm sitting at the bottom of my steps. While I was going through this, I was living with my parents in a small one-bedroom, it was a 3-bedroom apartment, but I lived in my own, I was in my own bedroom. And, I just, through this time, feeling the way I was feeling, all I kept dreaming was, I just want my own place. If I just had my own place, I can have a clear mind. I was just like, I knew what needed to be done, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to go about it. When you're stuck in a really dark place, it's hard to do the minuscule, the small, little day-to-day things. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're going through trauma, especially abuse, it shifts your mind into a totally different place. And certain things that you normally would do on a day-to-day basis, those things don't compute. They do not compute. Because the importance, if there was a list, the importance of certain things would be down here as opposed to up here, because I was more concentrated on the pain and the revenge and getting justice and more stuck in how I wanted it than trying to, I guess what I'm trying to say is that using the techniques and the methods of witchcraft, they help me understand that I could not just completely put the blame on that person, even though the majority of the pain was caused by that person. I also had to take accountability for the fact that I chose to be in that situation instead of walking away when I had the chance. And the longer I stayed, the longer I was pretty much running away more of myself. I was leaving a lot of myself behind, as opposed to leaving what I was supposed to have left behind, which was the fact that I was being hurt, the fact that I wasn't listened to, the fact that I was being ignored, the fact that somebody literally physically put their hands on me, and with accepting that kind of abuse, you sort of leave a lot of who you are behind, because especially the part where the part that would fight for you to preserve yourself. Understand? I lost that part in me. I lost the fight. And I think it was just because I solely also gave up. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is I want you to be more open-minded about any new concept that comes out, because you never really know, and you can always question the stuff. You can always ask. You can always ask God. God, is this true? Is this correct? Or how should I see this? You know, talk to spirit. Spirit will give you answers. But I guess I just sort of kind of wanted to let you know about things that I went through. I want to make videos on things that I went through. I also want to talk about things that most people tend to not want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? The hard stuff. Like, I see a lot of people have an issue with death. Like, I really want to have a conversation as to why that is. Like, what is it about death that it just makes it so hard for some people to grasp, to even have an intelligent conversation about. I mean, I've seen some people, you go into that subject and they're out the door. Like, they don't want to hear nothing about it. Nothing. I mean, it's that whole saying, out of sight, out of mind, right? If you're not fucking thinking about it, then, it's not going to bother you, right? But I guess this is just my introduction. My name's Hilda. It's nice to meet you. Man, I hope to learn something from you guys, and I hope that you will learn something from me. I think there's a lot that I can share through what I've been through, dealing with people, dealing with abuse, neglect, just, dealing with all of our old judgmental ass people. I mean, even down to just believing in yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you really, really got to dig deep to pull that part of yourself out. But if you have all this gunk on top of it, it's going to be so hard. It's going to be so hard, so you have to work twice as hard in healing yourself and being self-accountability. That was one of the main big things, one of the tools that I used to help me get over it, because basically, with self-accountability, it's in a point where you can't lie to yourself. When it goes down to being honest with yourself and really being truthful with, like, who you are, or what you are, or what it is that you're trying to be, or, there has to be a point where you just can't continue lying to yourself. That's not going to happen. You have to be truthful, because that is the only way that you can really get down to the core of either what is bothering you, or what it is that you need to do, or what might be hindering you from moving forward. I think I'm going to stop it there, because I'm sure I'm going to do another video. I think my next video is probably going to be on grounding, because I did a lot of grounding during this time, because I didn't realize that I was so ungrounded. It got to a point where I needed so much grounding. Every time I would leave the woods, I would cry, because it's just like my spirit just knew that it wasn't time for me to go. Like, I needed more time there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think and there's so many things you can do, because you can meditate while you're out grounding. You can get messages. But anyways, let's not go into that on this video. Let's start up another one. We'll probably be out in the woods when I do it. So yeah, I hope you guys come back. Have a great day, okay? Love you.